It is playoff time as the Saints travel out to the Pacific Northwest to the home of grunge to take on the Seahawks in Seattle. We'll start things off with those Seahawks. Hands off, Rawls outside. Whoop! Spins out a man. He's going to get a block from Jimmy Graham, and he is off to the races. Outruns the rest of the defense, and Thomas Rawls start things off with the first carry of the game from scrimmage. As it is a 75-yard touchdown for the Seahawks, they jump off to a 7-0 lead. CJ Prosise is the main back in this game for the Saints, as two of the notable inactives for the Saints team is Mark Ingram and Alvin Kamara. They will both most likely be out for all of the playoffs, even if the Saints make it all the way. So Drew Brees then tries to scramble for the end zone, but instead is stripped at the goal line. It's recovered by Michael Bennett in the end zone, so it's a touchback for the Seahawks. They get the ball back on offense, but then on 3rd and 5, Russell Wilson trying to get away from pressure. Alex Okafor chases him down and takes him down for the sack. So it's still 7-0 Seahawks when Drew Brees and the fellas get back on offense. Play action, rolls out to his left, sets his feet, fires for Michael Thomas, picks up the first down on the comeback route. Few plays later, they're inside Seattle territory. Handoff to Edmonds, the rookie, as he gets inside the 10-yard line. 2 plays later, they're on the 5. This time, still nobody open once again, and Brees has a lane this time, so he scrambles into the end zone as the elite scrambling quarterback, Drew Brees, ties the game up at 7. Move things on to the second quarter now as Thomas Rawls is taken down by Anzalone, and he would be hurt on that play. He would not return in this game. So then, later in the drive, it's 3rd and 10. Wilson, confused in the pocket, eventually taken down by Cameron Jordan, and the Saints take things over on offense on the 38-yard line. Inside 1 minute left in the half as Prosise gets the handoff against his former team. He's deep into their territory, now on the 24. Brees underthrows Thomas a little bit, but he catches it nonetheless. Hurry up offense, 16 seconds. Brees over the middle has Prosise, and he scampers into the end zone. Touchdown against his former team. 14-7 Saints is the score heading into halftime. Saints back on offense now to start things off in the second half, as Brees fires for Coleman on the post route, catches it in traffic, breaks 2 tackles, and gets into Seattle territory. They would not get much further as they settle for a long field goal from their kicker, Lutz, as it's now a 10-point lead for the Saints. Later on in the third quarter, Russell Wilson drops back, throws an absolute duck that misses Jimmy Graham, and it's picked off by Ukemi Oligwe, the rookie out of Georgia Southern. And the Saints take over on offense, but then Drew Brees just goes, no, I insist, you have the ball. As he throws into coverage, it's picked off by Jeremy Lane, and the Seahawks take back over on offense. Wilson on the Saints' 42-yard line. It's a play action, keeps it himself, and he's going to scramble all the way over with a whole bunch of open field as he's eventually taken down by Delvin Breaux inside the red zone. They would not go much farther as they settle for a field goal, and Seattle makes it a 10-point game, or a 7-point game, correction, as we move things on to the fourth quarter. As Brees finds Kobe Fleener on the corner route, he's going to get all the way down to the 1-yard line before being pushed out, and then Edmonds will finish off the drive by punching it into the end zone on the halfback dive, and that would pretty much seal the deal. It's now 24-10 for the Saints, but the Seattle Seahawks would not give up as it is the playoffs. About 5 minutes left, Richardson gets the pass, and he gets laid out by Kenny Vaccaro, but holds on to it. Then Wilson finds Jimmy Graham over the middle. He also gets laid out, but holds on to it. The drive comes down to a 4th and goal. The Seahawks chances, and it's taken down by Cameron Jordan, as it's now 1st and 10 on their own 8 for the Saints. Handoff to Edmonds, just trying to run out some clock, but instead, he's going to add some more points to the board. He goes 92 yards to the house. Edmonds makes it a 31-10 Saints lead, his second touchdown of the day. The Seahawks would score a garbage time touchdown, but it was just too little too late. 31-17 is your final, as the New Orleans Saints come into Seattle, take out the Seahawks, and will be moving on to the divisional round as they travel to Wisconsin next week to take on the Green Bay Packers. Despite the Saints missing Mark Ingram and Alvin Kamara in this game, their run game did not suffer. Procise had 14 carries for 68 yards, also a receiving touchdown. Edmonds had 8 carries for 131 yards. Most of them came off the 92-yard touchdown, but he did have 2 touchdowns on the day. D'Angelo Henderson was signed off of the Denver Broncos practice squad before this week. He did not have the intention of getting too many carries, but he got a few garbage time carries. He had 7 for 35. He will probably get more carries next week against Green Bay as a 3-headed tandem with Procise and Edmonds. So with that being said, it's going to wrap things up here for this edition of Saints Football. I've been your host, Jersey Born, and I'm saying goodbye.
My stomach turns.